I was always thinking I'd like to see all my movies, go over them all and see in the order that I made them, and just sort of...
Martin Scorsese has built his career as one of the greatest filmmakers alive. From Taxi Driver to The Irishman, he has worked with legends like Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Leonardo DiCaprio. To many, Scorsese is the director every actor dreams of working with. But behind the curtain, not every collaboration ended in glory. For a man obsessed with precision, style, and raw honesty, actors who failed to meet his expectations often found themselves frozen out, left behind, or in some cases, remembered only for how much Scorsese disliked working with them. This isn't just a list of bad on-set moments. It's a journey through 6 very different personalities who clashed with Scorsese's vision.
Jinxie stayed with me, slept with me. No, I'm kidding.
Turning creative tension into something darker.
You don't see me go near that bar, do you?
Mommy won't let you go there either?
1. Harvey Keitel. In the beginning, Harvey Keitel was Scorsese's muse.
Yeah.
How did you use the word regret? That he regretted?
One of the main themes of the movie is the regret of youth.
The two of them were Brooklyn boys with Catholic guilt burned into their bones. And when Scorsese cast Keitel in Mean Streets, 1973, it seemed like a partnership that would last forever. But it didn't. Keitel was hot-headed, always pushing back on Scorsese's direction.
Well, we were looking to find out who we were. We were searching for an identity. We were 3 average teenage young men.
He wanted more screen time, more dialogue, more say in the character's path. During Taxi Driver, Scorsese gave him the role of the pimp, sport.
It took me a long time to understand that.
Let's talk about the other scene that's gotten a little bit of attention.
Keitel thought he deserved the lead. He fought hard to convince Scorsese that he could play Travis Bickle instead of De Niro. Scorsese, unimpressed, refused. That moment defined the collapse of their friendship.
That didn't. It was about reputation.
Right.
It just clicked in my head.
Keitel believed Scorsese had abandoned him for De Niro, favoring the quieter, more controlled actor over his own longtime ally.
For the next 20 minutes or 45 minutes.
You go where I want you to go.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, I even think a young actor got in the car one night.
Their friendship never truly recovered. Keitel went on to find success elsewhere, but Scorsese rarely called him back. In the end, Keitel became a reminder of Scorsese's loyalty to actors who obeyed his vision and his cold shoulder to those who challenged it. 2. Julia Roberts. The early 1990s brought a new challenge. Julia Roberts was America's sweetheart, the biggest female star in Hollywood.
Neediness, desperate desire to impress. At least I have the self-respect to be obvious about what it is that I want.
When Scorsese directed Cape Fear, 1991, he cast her opposite Nick Nolte. It should have been a perfect pairing, her charm meeting Scorsese's intensity. It wasn't. Roberts arrived on set unprepared, distracted by her rising fame. She clashed with Scorsese's methodical shooting style, often complaining about his endless takes and demand for raw emotion. At one point, Roberts stormed off set after Scorsese pushed her to deliver a breakdown scene repeatedly. She called him obsessive. He called her unfocused. In Hollywood circles, it became a whispered story. Julia Roberts had burned a bridge with Scorsese. While her career skyrocketed in romantic comedies, Scorsese never worked with her again.
I'm so nervous right now. Wait a second.
For him, Roberts was the symbol of what he despised most: actors who brought ego instead of discipline. 3. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was supposed to be the next great American actor.
Shameful upbringing, and it was very violent and it was very physical, abuse and mental, and
Handsome, brooding, and wildly talented, Rourke was the kind of actor Scorsese usually loved. But in Raging Bull, 1980, their paths crossed in a way that left bitterness behind. Rourke was offered a small role during the casting stages, but he wanted more.
No way to fix anything, and no matter what he did, everybody liked to get on the bandwagon and throw the dirt on him.
He wanted to stand alongside De Niro. Scorsese, protective of his masterpiece, dismissed him. Rourke never forgave it. In interviews years later, he mocked Scorsese, calling him overrated and too dependent on De Niro. Their tension became legendary. While other directors saw Rourke as a rising star, Scorsese kept his distance, dismissing him as unreliable. The bitterness ran so deep that Rourke would often badmouth Scorsese publicly, claiming the director was afraid of real actors. The irony? Rourke's career crumbled due to his own ego, while Scorsese's soared higher than ever.
Horrendous. Ever since that day, I've said prayers for that man.
4. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone was a star reborn in Casino, 1995.
A moment that changes your life. One you might be aware of when it's happening.
Her performance as Ginger earned her an Academy Award nomination, and on the surface, it looked like Scorsese had brought out the best in her.
So read me my rights and arrest me, and then I'll go downtown.
But behind the scenes, their relationship was fraught with tension. Stone was ambitious, desperate to prove she was more than a pretty face after Basic Instinct. She threw herself into the role, but her fiery personality clashed with Scorsese's controlling style. She would improvise, push dialogue in directions Scorsese never wanted, and demand that her role be emphasized more than De Niro's.
What moment would that be? It's towards the...
I'm uncertain.
Scorsese admired her talent, but despised the battles. By the time Casino wrapped, he swore he would never work with her again.
My husband divorced me. I married his girlfriend.
For Stone, it was the role of her life. For Scorsese, it was a reminder of how exhausting it could be to work with a star who burned too brightly. 5. Rupert Everett. Rupert Everett's clash with Scorsese was less famous, but just as bitter.
For those who bleed easily, and that's show business is not. You have to have a thick skin.
Everett was considered for a supporting role in The Age of Innocence, 1993, but the collaboration collapsed during early rehearsals. Everett, known for his sharp tongue,
86.
Was it just the two of you?
No, and her lady-in-waiting as well.
Openly mocked Scorsese's obsessive attention to historical detail. He thought Scorsese was suffocating the actors with endless costume fittings and etiquette lessons. Scorsese, insulted by Everett's arrogance, cut him loose. Everett later joked in interviews that Scorsese should stick to gangsters, mocking his attempt at period drama. Scorsese, in turn, blacklisted Everett from future projects. Their feud never healed, though Everett often used it as a punchline in his career of near misses. 6. Daniel Day-Lewis. This one hurts. Daniel? Day-Lewis, one of the greatest actors of his generation.
And religion could taken the wrong way, could become something that is restricting.
Gave Scorsese unforgettable performances in Gangs of New York, 2002, and The Age of Innocence. Their partnership should have been legendary, but working with Day-Lewis was agony. His extreme method acting drove Scorsese to exhaustion. Day-Lewis stayed in character as Bill the Butcher for months, terrorizing cast and crew. Scorsese respected the craft but hated the chaos. At one point during filming, Day-Lewis refused modern medical treatment for pneumonia, insisting that his 19th century character wouldn't have had it. The production nearly shut down as Scorsese begged him to see a doctor. Though the films were masterpieces, Scorsese quietly admitted he would never work with Day-Lewis again.
I think we created something that had that spirit of a group of people who were all...
The brilliance was undeniable, but the battle scars were too deep. Martin Scorsese has spent his career shaping legends. He is loyal to the actors who share his obsession: Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Leonardo DiCaprio. But for those who clashed with his vision, whether through ego, ambition, or sheer chaos, Scorsese left them behind. These 6 names represent the other side of his genius.
Take chances. Not afraid of taking chances. Leo DiCaprio was somebody who also, even though he's 30 years younger...
The grudges, the broken friendships, the actors he hated working with the most.
You gave the Palme d'Or to Taxi Driver, and that was like a major thing for me because in America we were...
In the end, his legacy doesn't depend on them. It depends on the ones who survived his world.
And that had to come back through independent cinema, another way. through the 80s. The 70s was very much that way because things were wide open.
Embraced his demands and stood beside him to create cinema history. Because in Scorsese's universe, you don't just act, you surrender.